All right, so the trade deadline was earlier today, and the A's acquired two more players, both of which were from the Washington Nationals, and I think they were pretty good acquisitions. So the A's got catcher Yan Gomes and utility man Josh Harrison, plus actually some cash considerations from the Nationals. And actually, the A's didn't really have to give that much. They gave three prospects to the Nats. They gave pitchers Seth Schumann, Richard Gosh, and Drew Millis, he was a catcher. So they didn't really have to give up that much, and I think these guys, coming to the team, they're veterans. It's pretty good scheme, I think, because you look at a lot of the A's best players, Olson, Chapman, Laureano, they're all pretty young. So I think the veteran presence is good. And obviously Murphy has been our catcher, but adding Yan Gomes, he's more of a veteran, so that maybe he can mentor him. He's a World Series champion. So yeah, let's get into just each player. So like I said, Yan Gomes, he's a World Series champion. He was a one-time All-Star 2018 with the Cleveland Indians. He's a Silver Slugger. In 2021, he's hit 9 homers. He has a 271 batting average, which is pretty good. I think what the A's are trying to do is get guys with higher batting averages. You look at Starling Marte, he had over a 300 batting average when the A's acquired him just a couple days ago. But I think it's smart because although guys like Joey Gallo, Trevor Story are more glamorous in the sense in trade talks because of the amount of home runs they get, they were in home run derbies. I think the A's kind of do this Moneyball strategy where they look at these very specific, stats and stuff, like one of which could be batting average. So, they're picking guys that have better batting averages, like a Yan Gomes, like a Josh Harrison. So anyways, Josh Harrison, lifetime. He's played since 2012, so he's definitely a veteran. But yeah, 59 hits this year, 271 batting average. And I think, the thing is, the A's have Murphy behind the dish. He's obviously still very young. And they have Aramis Garcia, who is also very young and not really that great of a player, if we're being honest. I mean, he's had a couple bright spots, but Garcia is not a reliable catcher. So I think having Yan Gomes from the Nats is really good. And so that was the first one. Josh Harrison, he's a utility man, so he can kind of play, he can play a lot of different positions. He can play second base, third baseman, outfielder. So obviously he'll probably be more in the middle infield. He's also a veteran. He's been playing since 2011. He's a 2-time All-Star. So that's, pretty notable. Also from the Nationals, like I said. And this year he's been pretty good. I mean, he's had, obviously not that many home runs, 6 home runs total, but a 294 batting average, very close to 300. 94 hits total, like I said, and I mean, this guy I think is pretty reliable. I think this is a good pickup, and considering what we gave to the Nats, I mean, just pretty much prospects. I've never even heard of these 3 guys: Drew Millis, Seth Schumann, and Richard Gosh. And they're playing for Lansing right now, so that's pretty good. I think these were good acquisitions. It was pretty near the deadline, I think about maybe an hour or so before. But I think this is good. They're kind of rentals, which, isn't the best scenario, but I think it goes to show that the A's are confident that in what they can accomplish in this year, which is either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. Both of them turned 34 in July, so they're kind of 2-month rentals, and so is Marte. So I feel like the A's are kind of going for this World Series or bust approach. I mean, you get these 3 guys, and you give up a decent amount for them, just for just like one season. You probably have to have good confidence that they're going to perform well and the team's going to perform well. And I mean, we are doing all right now. But yeah, Harrison is pretty solid. I've heard a lot of good things around him. Same with Gomes. They're great clubhouse guys is what I heard. And I mean, the A's have a pretty good culture in terms of, locker room and stuff like that. So pretty good. I mean, the Nationals are really going through right now, losing Schwarber, these guys, and Scherzer, obviously. The Cubs are losing a lot of guys, and I'm happy that the A's were more of buyers in this trade deadline than sellers, because in past years the A's have been sellers. But I think this is a pretty good trade deadline. I'm happy with these pickups, and I think these guys will fit in the lineup well because we have some holes we need to fill. Catcher position's one of them. Murphy's great, but not always the reliable option, so Yan Gomes can fit there. You have the middle infield where Lowry can play there sometimes, but then you have kind of this interesting tandem of Tony Kemp and Andrus where, fitting in Josh Harrison, a great hitter, would be probably pretty practical. So I think, these are pretty solid pickups overall. It's good to get guys with, experience, and, guys that have been at All-Stars. Gomes is a World Series champion. I think the A's need this. I think the A's lose in the playoffs every year because they don't have veteran presence necessarily. And so I think having Lowry and Harrison and Marte and Gomes is just a good opportunity to get these other guys better. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. Pretty good acquisitions for the A's. And, see you guys later. Go A's.